Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel, Down and Dirty with your old Dee Dee. I told you I'm playing. That's not my real voice, and this is it. So, we starting today. Special guest, Mr. Luke. And we really just have one word.
One word.
Four letters.
Four letters.
Yeet. If you can't tell, if you don't know, you need to know. We are reviewing Wrestlemania. Saturday and Sunday, fools. Saturday and Sunday, okay? That's what's happening. I think I'm going to kick it off with the fact that there was random celebrities there. You don't really pay attention, I don't think, but I do because I'll be trying to figure out what randomness they're going to bring out and who potentially may end up, being the next Bad Bunny, okay? We're not going to say Travis Scott. Y'all know how I feel. And if you don't, figure it out. Because it ain't it, okay? Bring back Bad Bunny. You don't know him, but I know him. There was a challenger, because obviously The Miz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he came from the challenge.
Yeah.
Way in the golden days, all right? When the challenge was real good, and y'all know that time. So his buddy, Mark Long, was out there in the crowd on like the front row. And obviously nobody else cares who he is, but I, as a challenge fan, was like, it's Mark Long. And then there were some other people. Rick Rubin, I don't know who that is. I think I've heard the name, but I don't know. Chris Angel, I thought he was dead.
Evidently not.
Evidently not. It's like the Fast and Furious movie. Everybody coming back to life. I swear somebody was dead. Well, I know there's a lot of people dead, but I could have sworn I thought he was dead. But Jelly Roll was in there. I don't know if you noticed, but they did not give him no little Jelly Roll recording artist wave point, I don't know what that was about. Second thing, I don't know what was about. I don't think there was any This Is Awesome chants on Saturday.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, which is crazy. Maybe in the last match, I don't remember.
Definitely in the last match.
But I don't think it would have been in any other match. Because that was crazy. I wrote that and there was nothing in there. I was like, oh, okay. We're not saying This Is Awesome. But they didn't lie. Because some of that stuff was not it.
Right.
But we're going to start with Jay and Gunther. I'm joking. I like that he lost, if I'm being honest. I really like that he lost.
Definitely.
I just think that was a good. We all saw it coming, but I think it was a good move. Because he wasn't, I don't feel like that championship for him was like up to par with what everybody feels that Gunther is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I feel like that title run needed to be over. Everybody talks about his
dominance and how he's only lost like 3 matches.
Yeah, but it was
to 2 people, and then Jay is the 4th one now. But crazy. Jay is so over right now, like with the whole crowd eating and it's
the announcers.
Time. Yeah, even the announcers on top of the table as he's coming down. Everyone eating.
Everybody's eating.
It's hilarious.
There's not a soul that wasn't eating in that. I'm telling you what. I was watching it. I was like, I know they be going yeet crazy everywhere else, but
it's WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania, guys. It's WrestleMania. That was literally what everyone eating. That's my first note. I wrote notes, y'all, because I'm old. And the way my brain works, I don't remember this stuff. Y'all, this is too much. But this is my first WWE video, but y'all don't know as much as he knows how much I dislike Gunther. Okay. I don't like him. I think that he's a great wrestler. And I think that I don't like him because of the next statement that I wrote. And that you'll be surprised I say this. But I genuinely feel like he is one of the greatest heels of all time. I just think that him going babyface would be the equivalent. Is the equivalent of John Cena turning heel to me.
That's crazy.
Because you have those, like you said, those heels that can be baby faces,
Right.
over time, like the Roman Reigns, the CM Punks, the what's the other guy? Old. God, who did you said him yesterday? Who was that?
I don't even remember.
Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
There we go. You want to go get a beer?
Still cheered for her the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he's will be a long time heel. I think it would be a very similar situation. I don't think he could go babyface until like it's the end or something because he's just so good at it. You can tell he enjoys it, but he sells it. It feels like it's a natural thing.
Exactly.
Like I think somebody
that's him in real life.
The gimmick in real life is
once you can play yourself, it's easy.
There you go. It's realistic. I'd also say, where has this Jay been? Because, and I feel like sometimes, they always make people like play down their. Sometimes they make them play down their like actual repertoire, and then you don't want to use moves that somebody else is like really popular for in the moment. I feel
right.
But I don't feel like they've let Jay be like show his versatility.
Well, in this match, they let him bring more than he normally uses out, and even using his own opponent's move to win the match.
No, quite literally.
He choked him out and he tapped. But after Gunther has used this week after week on Jay.
Yeah, like I think that was like there was another match that did that. I don't remember who it was, or something similar to that thing, that kind of like layout. But that was really like, I was watching it and I said, oh, this is good. Like, use his own stuff because I think that's like the best way. If you can't beat them, join them. That's what they say. So I'm going to join you in your own moves that you've used to try to destroy me
to conquer you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then I always thought it funny too because like he started laughing, Jay did, before he went in. Right. And I was like, when he started laughing, I said, oh, that's giving psycho. He's about to go crazy. Like, in my mind, I was like,
it's like, what did we just watch? What did he do?
Oh my God. I said, oh, it's finna go down.
It happened after he beat up his brother Jimmy and had his blood all over him. He changed.
Like,
he's serious now. He's gonna win this.
That's crazy. And also the fact that like everybody always needs the repeat. I think that like he, in this moment in time, even if he uses the same 5 moves,
right,
it doesn't matter because it's Jay,
right?
Main event, Uso. I find it, even Naomi, and I think this is like a hard thing, I feel, for people that have been, who started and who got kind of like introduced in the WWE world in a tag team or with another person, because I don't remember, but Naomi and Cameron, they came up together, right? Yeah. Funkadactyls with Brodus Clay in them. And I feel like you don't see too many
tag teams that
can go can do the single run. The single run and like be successful and not fall into
I would probably say the first one that I remember in history would be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I forget you're old. I'm playing. He's only 2 years older. I'm dying. But no, yeah, you're right, because
they were the Rock and Roll Express, and then like they had a falling out, and then he went on his single run, and then he's like one of the greatest singles of all time. Mr. WrestleMania.
Mr. WrestleMania. What has Roman? Has he done the most? like main events?
I think they were saying it's like 11 or 12 years now.
Oh, yes, it's 12th time main eventing for WrestleMania.
Crazy.
That's crazy. You talk about a GOAT. Y'all don't know how much I love that man. Hey, Roman. I can't. Making him tap to the sleeper hold. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Because I feel like he really tapped out so quick because he didn't want Jay to actually like make him lose consciousness.
Right.
He didn't want to look weaker than he was.
Exactly.
And so like that, you know, where does Gunther go from here? What does he do?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think y'all are really convinced he's gonna.
Will be a rematch. Will it?
Is it gonna be Pat McAfee?
Is it gonna be Pat McAfee? You never know.
I really am gonna have to go back and watch what y'all have watched because I think I saw clippets.
Mm-hmm.
But then he didn't do. I think that my only like real like memories of him in the ring is when he went in and then eliminated himself without getting touched in the Royal Rumble. I always crack up when the announcers go in, but
oh yeah, definitely.
We'll save that for another day. Oops. Hope y'all didn't get that earful. Let's see. Oh, next match was War Raiders versus the New Day Sucks. They suck.
New Day sucks.
New Day sucks. I'm gonna punch them. Well, I did say both gears were a vibe. I liked the gears that they had on. You know, I don't know that I can say too much good about New Day right now because you can't do your man Biggie like that and then expect people to just be okay with you.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
I mean, it's even crazy when they said their own parents are rooting for the other team.
How your mama walk away from you? Well, okay, I can't say that because I had a mama walk away from me twice. Not the same mama, it's two different ones, y'all. Story time for another day. I told him I have to mention this because I was geeking about the fact that they were talking about the fact that Alicia Taylor and Xavier Woods had the same hairdo. But Alicia wore it better. There's no lie still there. I don't know if you saw it on Monday, but Monday it looked like it just the hawk deflated. Mm-hmm. The braids still looked good for him, but the hawk part just looked sad and depressed. Like Big E after they did that to him in the middle of the ring after an anniversary party. He supposed to say that behind closed doors. That was crazy. I still think that's wild. What's our next one? Oh, I feel like they both had like good teamwork portions, you know, where they were tagging and working together against the opposition.
Definitely.
Both good like dominance moments. But the cartwheel was wild.
Yeah.
The cartwheel was
It's crazy how athletic that the War Raiders actually are. Like, and being that big and limber, they can just flip and do all kinds of stuff.
I'm going to try right now and see if I can do it. Man, boy, let me put the bean back down. So should I try? No.
No.
I'm going to break something. Probably my life will break myself. I was like, what? That is crazy because it's not like you're moving, like you said, like you're
like you don't see bigger. This every day, and
no, like that's a lot of like the momentum you have to have, the amount of like force you have to put yourself over it's a lot. Is now I feel like the big guys are really super athletic, like
definitely.
I am ready for Bronson Reed to come back. But didn't he break like both his ankles or something?
I don't know exactly what he broke, but he broke something.
I think I was supposed to look that up and I forgot. But I don't know. He broke it. Something wrong with it. Something wrong with the legs, right? This was the legs or the ankles or something. I think so. But I want to see him come back, and I want to see him like
go on a run.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would want to see him like team up with somebody again, because I don't know. Has he cut any promos like that? Other than,
I don't feel like he has really.
Yeah, so I think now I just don't know who he is. Like, I know you're a big guy. I know you're like athletic. That's why he popped into my head. But
the match that I would want to see, I would say Bronson Reed versus Jacob Fatu.
Psycho to psycho. Understood. Yeah. Oh, they need to make that happen. I feel like they low key could.
Yeah.
If he ever, we got to figure out what he broke. Unfortunately, the New Day did win that match, but I'm not super mad at it if I'm being honest. Even though they cheated, but I'm not super mad about it because everybody hates the New Day, right? And the War Raiders, I think they're really good, and I don't think they should go into obscurity or anything.
Right.
But I don't think the New Day and the War Raiders is a good feud, because one is going to cut the New Day, or they're going to cut one hell of a promo.
Right.
Okay. They've been doing it for a long time. I don't know how long the War Raiders have been together or like been wrestling in general, but I feel like I don't know about, does AEW, do they do like promos and stuff the same? I don't watch that, so I don't know.
I say some, but like it's kind of a little different.
Yeah, not to the extent. I just feel like the promos will literally, sometimes it makes or break like a person and how far they go. Nobody cares that CM Punk was talking crap for 10 years.
Right.
Because that man
he cut promo.
Is anybody cutting a better promo than CM Punk?
That's why they call him the best in the world.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing, if I'm being honest. That's where I have with that. Let's get back on subject, because this is the subject. It's all the subject. But we're gonna move to the next match, which is Naomi versus Jade. I'm upset that wasn't that long.
I mean, with the feud that they've been having the last few weeks, it should have been a little bit longer.
Yeah. Like, I liked their gears. They had like nice maneuvers and counters. And I was like, Naomi's entrance, she ate that down.
Yeah.
I wanted Jade to have a bigger entrance, because I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of the people on Saturday that had like the craziest entrances were the ones that won.
Right.
Or the best entrance. That's why like Sunday I was like, oh yeah, no. Paul Levesque was up there like, y'all thought you were gonna know what's gonna happen. No. You know some stuff. You don't know everything.
Exactly.
Well, I did not know some of that stuff was gonna go down, and we'll get to that on Sunday. But back to Naomi and Jade. I did like both of their gears. I just wished it was longer, and I wished it was like an I Quit match, or tables.
Last man standing.
Yeah, something that makes violent.
Exactly. To end the feud.
Yeah, to end, because that was a violent thing, right?
She hit her with a car. I mean,
yeah. So like the violence needs to match, I feel.
Right.
Jade's answer needed to be as strong as Naomi's question. And I just feel like that was a little bit lackluster. I don't know if they were like cutting on time. I don't know if like any of the other matches went longer than they were supposed to or what. And they got cut down. I wish they would have cut down 2 matches from now, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I'm really not sure. They were having like a good back and forth. I just know that both of them could have gone longer.
It was a good match.
But it was a good match. Do you think it's over?
I don't know. I feel like it's still got a little bit more.
I agree, because
They're gonna have to have a last man standing or something to make it, or street fight or something.
And when I say this, I don't think the whole Bianca portion in that is over. I don't know. I could be reading too much into it, but we didn't read too much into their reactions when they were reacting in the moments of times, right. Because it still doesn't make sense for the fact that she was taking off that jacket
right
when Jade came down.
And going crazy in the cell.
Exactly.
Screaming. No.
And there was like another moment too where she looked fishy, and then it's like, then they had that whole all-out brawl on was it SmackDown? Yeah, because I don't be watching SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I watch the highlights on YouTube. I'm not even joking. It happens because we're old and we got stuff to do. Do you have anything else to add for that one? I just don't think it's over.
Yeah, I don't think it's over either.
Yeah, and I don't know because I don't know. I think they're gonna have to force Bianca to become a heel because she's being so bad lately. I don't know. This one's a weird one, y'all. It's a weird one.
Definitely.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next match now, and the next match is your boy, the werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Versus L.A. Yeah. I can't.
LA Knight.
I don't even remember if you remember how much I did not like him the verse. I was like, that gimmick, come on, be so for real. It's played out.
But it's worked on.
But you know what? I have to eat my words because
the megastar.
I support. I like. Go ahead, LA Knight. Yeah. Like, it's actually really catchy, and I don't like that. It's low-key, like, yes chant kind of catchy.
Yeah.
I don't think that
that's what it's meant to be.
Y'all, that was a knee slapper. I would say, God, I wanted Jacob Fatu, but honestly, I think that with his brand, his entrance was pretty on par.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With
came out with the werewolf mask.
Yeah.
And Solo.
Yeah. Because there was what was the other guy that was there at the end of the match? Was he out there? He didn't walk down with them, right? There was somebody in the family.
I want to say it's like his great uncle or something.
Yeah, I know I just rewatched it. I don't remember the name. I don't remember.
He's one of the Fatus, okay?
Was he a Fatu?
I want to say, I think so.
Or like in real, but it's
like their name, last name.
Yeah, Fatu, like actual Fatu, and like yeah. I
want to say it was like Appa or something.
I don't know. We don't know.
I may have it wrong, okay? Don't quote me, okay?
Don't quote us, please. Make sure that's not quoted. No official transcripts for that. I would say LA Knight's entrance was very Hollywood.
Definitely pulled up in the car and
in the Maserati.
Right.
Okay. The Maserati. That's how you know you got money. Maserati.
I mean, he was the United States champion.
Maserati, bros. Maserati. I've only ever seen a Maserati one time in my entire life. Yeah. In real life. I've seen Lamborghinis. I've seen Ferraris. I've seen Corvettes. I've seen BMWs, Mercedes Benz, all that kind of Audis. What's the other one? There's another one that's like really fancy.
McLaren.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen that one either. If I did, I didn't know I saw it. Okay. But a Maserati in the Culver's drive-through in Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's crazy. By the way, yeah, we don't know why it was there, why they were in the Culver's, but it's just it's not a cheap car. It's not a car you see very often. Right. So like, it's giving megastar. He was eating with that. I now know what you were talking about because I did fall asleep the first time, but that was because it was a long night and day and I was tired. But I now know what you were talking about when he said he caught him with that what's it called when he was in the air?
Yeah, he caught him with the his
BFT?
the
BFT
out of the air, which was like almost like an RKO looking thing.
Yeah,
it was crazy, and then he still kicked out.
No,
I mean, it was a great back and forth match, and
yeah,
Jacob Fatu's been dominant the last. I don't think he's lost a singles match, and so.
Are we gonna have another streak? I feel like there hasn't been enough streaks lately, and we'll get to the other streak that got ended. But I don't know if it's truly ended for her, but we'll get there. I see him going very, very far in WWE. I see them putting.
Definitely. I mean, it's not even. It's been what, maybe 6 months, if not longer.
I know maybe he was in the War Games Survivor Series. Was he at SummerSlam?
I don't think so. Definitely after, I believe.
No, and honestly, generally it's felt like a long time because I felt like
it's been a while, but I mean, I feel like he's really, especially like after his match with Braun Strowman and like you seen how dominant he like beat the guy that no one thought that could get beat up like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu's like, I want to say one of my favorites right now. Rooting for him.
Rooting for you, Jacob Fatu. He said. I could root for Jacob too. Because you know me, OTC, but and the rest of the Bloodline 2.0, I don't care for. I don't actually even know it. Tama, is it Tama Longa or Toga?
It's something like that. Tama Loma, something, I don't know. Loca? No, I don't know. Somewhere in there.
No offense. No, I don't. It doesn't. What? I don't remember your names. I don't know which one is which.
Well, the one got hurt since War Games, and we haven't seen him since.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one's it was with just Jacob for a minute, and they were going crazy.
He was better over there.
Solo was gone after he got beat.
I don't know about Solo.
In Tribal Warfare.
What do you think they're going to do with Solo?
I don't know.
Because
eventually will he go? I mean, I don't think it's him going after John Cena or anything.
No, no.
I don't know. Is he going to fall in the background for now?
I think so.
Let Jacob get his run.
I don't know if you notice this, and like sometimes whenever Solo would be on there, the camera would just move slowly to Jacob. Yeah. And it would just be Jacob and Solo still in there, but they would just. So I think they've been planning this for a long time, and I think Solo's not bad at cutting promos,
right?
But you can tell he's very green and like still nervous and stuff, like, and maybe not nervous or something, or maybe it's just he's very shy. I don't know him, in real life, but like there's giving like hesitation or like. I don't know how else to speak. Hesitation and I don't know. It's giving you're not a pro yet. And that does take time. I feel like promos and for a lot of people take time. I'm not sure if anybody who has naturally good promos like now that's came out recently to the WWE, not that they came out recently, because a lot of these guys and girls. Well, I wouldn't say the girls. I would say the guys. A lot of the guys have been going for like 20 plus years and stuff, and like undergrounds and overseas and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know anybody whose promos that I was just like, wow. Except for, honestly, I think I was cracking up at like Jacob Fatu's first promo because they can't take the hood out of this man. Right. His cusses up a storm.
I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite sayings of him is telling me it's all gas and no brakes.
Oh my god!
And what cracked me up the most is him always going, "I love you, Solo."
I don't know. Some little kid was in the thing, and he was like, I was like, I don't think we're doing that at this point, but I respect that you know what he used to do. But I really love this singles run for him. I think it's unfortunate for Solo that he's outshone him in less than a year than what it's took
Solo a few years.
I
mean, he's definitely gotten better because he was just an enforcer for a minute, but then like when he stepped out with the new bloodline, like I feel like he did do a little better and more cutting promos and like actually being like the voice and everything. But
I think he just needs more time.
Yeah.
I feel like Jacob has a way more natural, just a natural flow. I think he's literally playing it himself.
Right.
And so it's working. It's coming off natural. It's coming off like he's been doing this for 1,000 years, and he has it because he was in jail a lot. I love his story too.
Yeah.
To like
overcame a lot.
Yeah.
Just even get to the WWE.
Exactly. Like,
and then look at him now.
Yeah. And I think he has a bunch of kids too.
I think like 8.
Like a 10, bunch. It's
something like that. I've heard, yeah.
Jesus. Fertile.
The bloodline's still going.
That bloodline's not good. That bloodline's been in WWE since before either one of us were alive. By a significant bunch. Okay. And yeah, they're like producing a lot. And it's a lot. And it's crazy that they're all related for real.
Yeah.
And not like anything opposite. Where is Tamina?
I don't know.
Because somebody said that like the bloodlines, they really wanted to see girls added in, and they wanted Tamina and Naya, and I think they both said they were down, but I just don't think that I don't think it aligned with what
they're doing right now.
Yeah, what they were doing. And now it's all kind of just fizzled.
Yeah.
Out into oblivion.
They had their fight.
They did. I still feel like it was slightly anticlimactic, but because it's been going on for so long, but I feel like those super long storylines you have to let.
Well, they have to,
fizzle out.
Figure out what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
And they're using Roman Reigns in different ways and everybody else. Jay, running his own now.
Mm-hmm. What are they going to do with Big Jim?
I don't know. Maybe eventually he'll get a singles title too.
I think that they'll put him through. Sorry, y'all. I'm sleeping. I think that they'll put him in that position if he stays out of trouble and uninjured for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't think like a year or anything, but I think that because Big Jim, that wasn't like a thing that he used to be called. And other than Gunther, when's the last time he wrestled before that?
I mean, he's had matches on SmackDown. That's why you probably haven't seen much.
That's why I need
mostly.
I need to get that under control.
Yeah.
And watch SmackDown. It's just a lot. Okay, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot.
It's like put SmackDown on Netflix, please.
Please, may we have SmackDown on Netflix, please. Honestly, I think they're gearing up for that too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a little bit. I think that they're gonna gear it to move it all.
Yeah.
To Netflix.
I mean, it's working really well, and it's only been since January. And now I think they do the pay-per-views on Netflix too, especially in the
other countries. Yeah. So
everybody can see it now.
Exactly.
It's even bigger than it used to be.
I know. I wonder if I got a VPN, if I could do it on there and say I was from a different
You might
country.
Can change it. I don't know.
Well, no. Oh, it doesn't work like that. I tried to do that with. Okay, I did try to do that with Paramount Plus UK one time. I was trying to find me some
Something else.
Some certain UK like shows, reality shows. I was like, oh, let me do it. Let me get the VPN. Let me make it seem like that. But no, you have to download it from that country's app store. If it's downloaded from the American one. So like it was a whole thing, and I did learn that the hard way.
Now you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Shout out to the hackers out there in the world, because I don't understand how y'all be functioning enough to do that. It's kind of crazy. Yep. But anywho, we're gonna go on to this other match of the next match that
the one that we dislike probably the most. No.
Yeah, I think this is one we're really in agreement on. Okay, super in agreement on, because what?
It's the El Grande Americana and Ray Fenix.
I
mean, even though like we didn't really care for the match as much, I'm not gonna say it. They still were really athletic, and it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, you are correct. I did put solid wrestling. Well, yeah, I couldn't even say good.
Solid wrestling.
I hate El Grande. I hate Chad Gable. That's who it is. Y'all know it. I know it. We all know it. I don't know.
We're just waiting for them to unmask him and
he need to go ahead and
let everybody else know.
That's so. God. No. I don't think he was ever going to be loved. How you're an American Olympian and everybody hates you. At least they cheer for Kurt Angle now. Don't play. But like, bro. Yeah. Why do they always hate the Olympians?
It's been like that forever that I remember.
Because that other girl was an Olympian. What's her name? Or no, she was an Olympian. She was a military lady, and they hated her. God, what was her name?
I don't know.
Lacey Evans. Oh yeah,
they didn't like her either.
They hated her. I don't blame them.
Yeah, it was probably the match that we really did. Well, we wanted Ray, but then he got hurt.
Yeah.
I think that's what really threw it off too.
Yes.
Because if you didn't watch the pre-show, then you didn't know until after it was already happening.
And I did not watch the pre-show. I was eating Easter dinner, on Saturday. We're adults. We got to do stuff on different days, y'all. We got to do stuff on different days sometimes. That's how it happens. Okay. But yeah, I was eating Easter dinner. I actually watched accidentally an hour after that it was supposed to start, because I didn't read correctly on the Eastern time.
You thought it was 7 and it was 6.
It was 6.
Yeah.
I started at 7. Later than 7. It was like 7:10 or something. I was like, oh, oops. Yikes. It wasn't it was still like a pretty good match. There was a cool kick from the top rope. Ray Fenix did it.
Yeah.
The hop.
Him walking the ropes and hopping around and doing all I know it's crazy like how athletic and stuff he is.
I was shook.
Really good match for him only being in the WWE for a few weeks now.
Yeah, and that's Ray Fenix is Penta's brother, right?
Penta's brother, yeah.
Okay. I rewinded that part because I wasn't sure that I saw it correctly. Wasn't really sure.
You said Ray. That's not Ray Mysterio.
No, I was like, what? Who? I literally got immediately on my phone. I was like, what the?
Who is this guy? No.
And then while I got on my phone, but I don't think it popped up or something. Or I was like, it was something that happened and I got distracted. I don't fully look at it, but I was like, afterwards, I feel like you told me, and I was like, oh. No, this was supposed to be.
Right.
So which means that's not over.
So maybe that's what they're waiting for Mysterio to come back and fight him.
I think he's going to have to take his turns with every LWO. And you know who else I don't care for? That whole American Made. Not one of them. Not one of them.
I mean, the tag team is pretty good.
Yeah, if they weren't giving...
They just can't get the job done and beating people.
It's giving... Literally, it's giving Gulf of America, and it's not cute. I think, who's that other dude? Jacked up, old guy. No, he's not old, but he was back in the other day. Jack, was it Jack Swagger?
Yeah.
Did he have the
USA
he had the
stuff.
guy, that old guy with him that looked like he was from the Wild Thornberries. Yes, that guy. I didn't like him either, and it's giving the same gimmick. I didn't like that gimmick then, and I don't like it now. I think
So we the people.
Get out of here.
It's
okay.
crazy that I remember.
Right, because I remember that part, and now I was like, oh yeah, connection. But like, so I think that if they got out of that and then
went on their own again.
Yeah, kind of rebranded their like, because were they in that American gear, American flag gear and stuff?
I don't think so. I think it was like just the Creed brothers, and they were just wearing like blue and white or something like that. I mean, they are. I don't know if they're exactly Olympians, but I know they were like champions in like college.
Yeah, are they actually brothers?
They're actually brothers.
They're trying to be the next Usos, and it's not going to happen. I said what I said. I meant it. Okay. Their family can come in. Family can right. You can do that, and it can work. But they don't talk, do they? Not really.
Not enough.
Like, yeah. So I feel like
they're still kind of newer and still coming up.
I just don't like the American made. I don't like no. Because it's the Chad Gable, which he wins by cheating again.
Ever since he turned on Otis and Tozawa.
Otis wasn't taking no more of his crap. Ooh, go Otis. Ooh. I wish that they would have had like a storyline and a match at WrestleMania. I don't know who it would have been against or what it would have been, but I think they're gearing up for something else with them.
Well, they tried to go for the tag team, it looked like, on Monday, but then they got attacked.
Yeah. That still is confusing to me. Why them? Well, I guess the New Day ran, so.
They're the ones that get beat up right now. Even Gunther was beating them up, so I don't know. They're the ones that people want to pick on for some reason.
Gunther, if Gunther
will be Bruce and Gunther, no one knows.
Yo, I feel like if Gunther is like, you're an asshole, you need to reevaluate your life. You need to reevaluate because nah, that means you've gone too far. Step too far, y'all. All right, we're gonna move to the next match. Tiffany time. We had a little issue with a little storage and stuff, for a little saying, games, getting a little restart here. I think we're talking about her Barbie entrance.
Yes.
And how epic that was. I loved her entrance. I don't even think I said Charlotte's like robe was fire. I think that was really pretty. I think that
very similar ring gear, I would say. Like looking like both the pink one was like
one had blue
and the other one was silver.
Yes.
And it was bedazzled brace.
At one point they were kind of like slightly tangled, and I was like, wait.
Who's who?
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. No, because low key, so I thought, like, what? How did you feel about this match?
It had ups and downs, but like, I think it was definitely a pretty good match altogether.
Yeah, there was some botching happening in that match.
Yeah,
and I'm not genuinely sure if it was Tiffy or Charlotte, but one of them there was a really good solid 20-second botch session happening at one point. And both like, because Tiffany looked like she was waiting for Charlotte to come, and then Charlotte looked like she was waiting for Tiffany to come back to her. And then I was like, y'all did not communicate this well between the two of you, because what's happening here? I think they both looked in great shape. I would say the only thing, Charlotte seems like she's lost. Either she's lost a lot of weight downstairs in her waist and below, or her gear is just not fitting her the way it should down there. It's actually distracting because I see it low-key falling off of her, but not falling. Right. But it's in a moment where I was like, Because it was like that at the Royal Rumble. It's been like that for a hot second. I think she's lost too much weight downstairs. That sounds like a crazy statement, but like I think her gear. I think she needs a little bit of a cinch in there. Call the drag queens; they know what it is. Tiffany came out first, which was weird to me.
Yeah, because usually the challenger comes out first.
Yeah, but that's them saying Charlotte's our queen.
Yeah.
Though she doesn't win. That did shock me, kind of.
Because you thought...
Yeah, well, I thought that they were kind of giving Tiffy the same kind of treatment Jay Uso was getting. Mm-hmm. But then it was like she was firing back, and then it was getting very personal, which obviously we all know that was agreed upon beforehand. But even then, it was kind of like a moment of, what? Tiffany won? I put it in all time. I said it's Tiffy time, bitches. It's Tiffy time.
Still champion.
Yes. I think the crowd seemed very engaged. Yes. I think they went to sleep for a few. I think they went to sleep for a few matches. There was more engagement on Monday Night Raw than there was for a lot of that. Yeah. A lot of the matches on Saturday.
I mean, except for probably the next one that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, the next one we're going to talk about is crazy. We're going to go ahead and move on to that one because I don't think there was really... I mean, they were both very athletic. They both got a lot of power.
And they definitely both were going after each other's limbs to try to...
Exactly.
Tap out or something.
So I think there was a lot of good counters and just maneuvers. I think they're really well matched. I would like them to see them continue it, kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I think that Loki...
Who's next for Tiffy?
Yeah, kind of. Who would you say would be next for Tiffy if they don't continue the Charlotte feud?
I don't know. I don't really watch SmackDown as much, so I'm not really sure like who all's over there. Is Nia coming back? I mean, is it going to be Nia Jax again, or
no? I think they've.
Are they done with that?
I feel like they're done with that.
Or could it be someone coming up?
Roxanne, I think they. Well, no, I think there's going to be a whole thing with the Roxanne and the Rhea. I think that we'll see a tag team with. Well, no. I had that. I don't know. I think if we did see a tag team, it would be Stephanie Vicaire and Io versus Roxanne and that other lady. I don't know her name. The lady with the braids. Yeah, the NXT lady with the braids she had blue in it. Was it blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was blue on Monday Raw. So y'all may know who she is. I don't, but I could see that being a thing maybe in the future for like if they did like a Saturday night main event, like something small. I don't see that being a big thing or anything maybe, right. But I would like to see, I want to see Mommy and Tiffy. I want to see it. I really want to see it.
You never know. Maybe they'll switch her on SmackDown, but I don't know. She has so much.
Because the draft is coming up soon-ish, right? Yeah, it has to be. I don't know when, but it has to be happening soon. But so I think if she does stay, if people relatively stay where they are, I could potentially see a Naomi and Tiffy or a Jade and Tiffy.
Yeah. Or even Bianca.
Yeah, I don't know if I see that more so than I see them actually giving everybody the fight that they wanted and that the WWE wants, which is the Rhea versus Bianca one-on-one, ding, 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 fight to the death kind of moment. I really see that for them. I don't know. I see that happening. I don't see that happening quite right now.
Right.
I see that one of them will have a title when that starts to reignite. I think. I'm not sure which one,
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But okay. On to the main event. Night 1 WrestleMania. My man's CM Punk. My man's Roman Reigns. And that's Seth Rollins. That dude. That guy. Okay, I will give Seth Rollins, y'all. Seth Rollins. Okay. I'm gonna wake up now. Seth Rollins. He his entrance low-key ate the house down. I was here for his entrance. He knows how to make an entrance. I'm not going to take this away from him. I'm not going to take his wrestling ability away from him. I think he's been a great heel because I don't like him. And there was moments where I liked Seth. So I just don't like him right now because, first of all, you hit my man's with a chair all them years ago in the Shield. And I don't think I've truly forgiven him for that.
And neither has Roman.
As he shouldn't. Stand on business, Roman. Stand on business. Do your big one, okay? But Roman Reigns was cut. I mean, the abs, like, I was sitting there like, ooh, the cuts in the, I was like, wow. He's really mastered the art of not doing too much as he entrances. Like, he doesn't have to do a crazy entrance like Seth Rollins does. I say what I say.
Talking about crazy entrances. What about CM Punk?
That pre-promo, oh my God.
Out to the live performance of...
And the gear, did you catch the gear? That was like really, it was really vintage CM Punk with the gear. Hoodie. Yes. Everything was so on brand. It was so good. My next note, all 3 gears was on brand. I like that on brand, man. Y'all, tell you what. There was heavy crowd engagement. The chairs, trash case, the back and forths. Everybody had dominance at one point.
Their finisher and
almost
winning the match.
Yes.
Like, from the stomps to the go to sleep
spears to the Superman punches, back and forth. Trash cans, tables, chairs. Oh my. It was great. Even though I'm mad.
Down to all 3 men in the ring, all down, and 1 man.
His name is Paul Heyman. F5, that was so bad. You're gonna try to blame it on CM Punk.
And the double turn of the century. That a lot of people kind of seen it coming.
Yeah, you did call that. You called it, and he did. And I was like, I thought that he would, probably betray CM Punk or Roman. I didn't see the double betrayal.
But he owes you.
But you know what? Are we gonna talk about the fact that like did his head get stuck, his arm get stuck in between all of them man thighs of Roman Reigns? Because he was like,
I want to say one of the worst low blows of all time. I would say from Paul Heyman.
You got it one time with CM Punk, okay? But Roman Reigns was like, whoo. He was like, oh, there's some more over here.
It was hilarious. Maybe it was supposed to be. I don't know. And then finally giving him the chair. And then,
oh my God.
With Seth Rollins winning.
Oh, that's fucking nuts. Pardon my French, but that's crazy. I think that was, like you said, some of y'all saw it coming. Some of us thought it was just going to be a 1, and then it was a 1 and done kind of thing. I figured there was going to be a betrayal. It was pretty clear with the favor and the CM Punk having him be in his corner, the whole 9 yards. And
crazy.
It's yeah.
But a great match.
It was a great match. And I really genuinely thought that Roman was finna team with Seth for that moment.
Yeah.
I was like,
he's like, no.
I was like, no. No.
And then powerbomb through the table.
No.
And then another powerbomb through the table. I thought it was over there. Like, I thought Roman was about to win.
Yeah, I thought it was done.
But then Seth kicked out.
They're crazy.
It was a great match.
It really was.
5 stars.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay. So I guess it's now time to move on to Sunday. So no, I
was one of the greatest matches that started it off.
Yeah.
Like I knew like Bianca and Rhea and Io was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. Like starting from like their entrances to like during the match, all the high flying from Io, like came out of nowhere, just hitting them, showing that she's the champion and they need to respect her.
She said, "Put some respect on her name on the dotted line, sign it, stamp it, make it official." She said, "Y'all not finna keep doing me." So I think I texted you and I was like, "Bianca's gonna win," because I was so convinced that they were doing like the dramatic entrances were gonna win again on Sunday.
Right.
It's not what happened, but I don't think that she's lost at WrestleMania. So her streak is actually still intact, and because it's her single streak at WrestleMania that's undefeated, so it's still technically intact.
Maria or Bianca?
Bianca. Her singles, because she's lost at WrestleMania, but it hasn't been a singles.
What was it, Rhea pin? I remember, but I don't.
I don't think I wrote that part. I didn't write that part. I don't actually remember. I think she did pin Bianca, or did she pin? Did she pin Bianca?
I don't remember.
Oh my God! You should discreetly look at your phone and be like, "Who pinned Bianca? Did she pin? Was it Bianca?" I don't think this is a good review if we don't remember.
We know who won. Ego Sky.
Yeah. I loved Bianca's entrance though, and with her stepdaughter.
Yes,
that was so cute. They apparently put that together the week of, which is crazy. And her gear,
the
roses,
the
gold and the red, ate the house down. Mommy's pop. Mommy is always on top, even when she's losing, y'all. Let me just tell you, Mommy is always on top. The way that they love Rhea, she's another Steve Austin, another, she's one of those.
She's definitely one of the dominant female.
Honestly, I see her beating a lot of men too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Period. And I also see Bianca beating a lot of men. I don't see Jade there yet. But I see Bianca and Rhea. I think Tiffy could take some smaller men. she could probably take Lilith. I'm going on all sorts of kinds of apps around here. I had a whole thing. We have to depart from this part to say Alicia Taylor's look on Sunday was everything. Everything. Why was Flava Flav in the WWE? But also, why was Flava Flav at the Olympics? And that was great. So, winning with the Flava Flav. Mark Long was there again for those challenge fans. There were like 2 or 3 UFC fighters. I don't know their names. I don't care to remember.
There was a bunch of celebrities and stuff there the whole time.
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens, Quavo, Rich the Kid, Metro Boomin. So a lot of
Travis Scott.
Ew. No, we have to talk about Bianca again because the way that she will sell the hell out of somebody's freaking move is crazy. I don't remember if you remember like some weeks ago when they were at it, and this girl, she oversold the hell out of Rhea's thing, and I think it was her. What's Rhea's finisher called? The Riptide. She riptide her, and girl flipped over and do a split. And she literally did another crazy flip, and I was like, "Girl, she's gonna sell the hell out of this stuff, out of these bumps and everything." Because let me tell you, I was sitting there like, "Now, Bianca, Bianca, be for real." But it was such a good match, like so good. It honestly.
Well, I would off with like a pop, and it definitely did it.
I would say, yeah, they had a crazy pop for Io when she won.
Yeah, definitely.
There was crazy athletics going on in that match. The
finishers,
crazy stuff.
She took advantage of them trying to take each other out.
Yes,
and won. Still champion.
No, literally. Was it Bianca? I don't remember. I don't remember who got pinned. I think it was
Rhea.
No.
Was it Bianca?
I think it was Bianca. Or maybe it was maybe it was Rhea. I just remember Bianca was laying she was laying on the thing, and Rhea was outside of the ring, and Bianca was still laying there like this. Yeah. So maybe it was Rhea that got pinned. We'll have to remember that later. They're still booing her, Bianca. Still not understanding the booing of Bianca. Bianca the babyface. Still not getting it. Okay, I'm still not understanding. But they had a crazy pop for Io. I don't think they've been that excited for Io, period. The crowd engagement was so high. They started off with a bang.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna say the ending of Saturday and the beginning of Sunday were probably their top two matches of the entire WrestleMania. Yeah. The girls should have been the main event. Well, we know it wasn't gonna happen, but they did. But the way that they did that match, I feel like a lot of the women, even in the other matches, were like, "Y'all not gonna outshine us. Like,
right?
It's not gonna happen anymore. You men's move along. We coming through. Okay, it's happening." Next match, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Yep. I didn't understand Drew's entrance, but it was cute. Yeah. I didn't know what they were talking about and what it meant and why there was like a thing in the middle, and I didn't know what was going on, but Drew looked cool. Damian's entrance was fire. Very quick start.
Definitely.
I think well matched for me.
Used all the weapons.
This is awesome chance in the first match and this match. So first two matches got this is awesome chance. Very physical.
Back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
The chairs, the tables.
I feel like I honestly feel like it could have been longer.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because I think that's my the thing with
everything.
They got the
in it that they
the juicies.
Yeah.
The juicies. They got the juicies, y'all. They got the big ones, but I think that one it also could have been a time thing, right? Because they knew, but the last match wasn't even that long to me.
Yeah.
Him and that was not okay. We'll get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm already annoyed. See that? Get there.
Winning.
Yeah, he won, and
but after he put him through the 2 tables outside the ring and threw his head into the
he's not going down. He's not going down easily, and he knows that.
Got his little revenge that he wanted.
So
Damian Priest threw him out of the Royal Rumble and beat him up a few and eliminated him in the Elimination Chamber, I believe, too. Drew
McIntyre can hold a grudge.
Yeah, definitely. As we can tell.
Years. Why do you even remember this still?
That was crazy.
Bro. Let it go. It's okay to move on. Right? What you doing, friend? What you doing? Next fight, I really enjoyed. It's Penta versus Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and Braun Breaker. Oh my God. Okay, so I think I told you that it was going to be the Braun Breaker was going to lose his title, but he wasn't going to get pinned. I think we all saw that coming with the 4-way. I didn't see Dom going after Finn first.
Yeah,
I saw it reversal. I was like, what?
Dom took his opportunity and
take your opportunity, Dirty Dom. Okay.
It was back and forth,
Yes. Everybody's gears look great.
Carlito getting speared again. Table.
Poor little Carlito just can't get a break. If he's not getting speared, he's getting ran off by Raquel. That's that girl name. They trying to make her happen, and it's not. We'll talk about that. Big pop for Dom.
Yeah. Him taking advantage.
How y'all go from booing this man 2 weeks ago as the WWE Universe? What I asked that. But y'all really did. You used to go for his throat.
The Intercontinental Champion and everybody
going crazy. Okay,
he
crazy.
Can actually talk again.
I think, and the JD McDonough.
Yeah.
That big ass head.
Coming back on Monday night.
You should have hit him with that big ass head.
And Dom successfully defending his title.
Oh my God, yeah. He did. I do see the Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio is not over. I'm so tired of them dragging out this Judgment Day. I'm tired of it. Crash and burn. Please. We've been waiting and waiting. You had 17 different doggone leaders of the damn Judgment Day. This done changed the members. 20 many. It's too much. It's too much. Let it go.
Add new members.
Let it go. Well, so too, I'm thinking. I think they'll be demolished by the end of the year. I think it'll implode. But if it doesn't implode by what's our next one? Backlash. I'm writing a letter. I'm going to email the letter. I'm going to get a stork and carry a pigeon and an owl from Hogwarts to get this letter to Paul Levesque to tell him we're tired. Okay, I speak for the community when we say we're tired.
Definitely.
Tired. Gosh. That was an awesome back and forth between everybody. Good athletics. That was a really good match. I say top 5.
Yeah.
For sure. The next one there's not much to say about it because it was like 2 minutes. But Randy Orton versus
was a surprise opponent.
Joe Hendry.
If you say his name, he'll appear.
You bet not. I got the door locked to make me tase you, Joe. Randy looked great. I loved the nostalgic gear and his pre-promo. his pre-past promo. I don't know I don't know what word I'm looking for, but if I find it, I'll let y'all know. But that everybody was singing his song. It was very comedic, I feel.
Definitely.
Quick match. Randy wins easily. RKO after there was a good moment, but and then he RKO out of nowhere. I was like, dang.
He shook his hand and raised his hand and RKO.
Say, yo,
Randy Orton hasn't changed.
Randy Orton. He was really having fun with the crowd, and I just like loved that moment because it's like, okay, it is very serious on WrestleMania, and I think everybody is like, there used to be a lot more comedic matches, but they were the women, and now it's like, I am not going to say that the men are taking over the women's portions of that from back in those days, in the Diva days, but the men are kind of taking the Diva days. I mean, they said it's
there's only the one funniest of all, and he wasn't even on WrestleMania.
Wait, which one?
R-Truth.
He is. This is GOAT comedian. Okay, there's not too many people touching him. It's him and Santino, John Cena. He should have came out and announced him, John Cena. Oh gosh. So next match, my guy, Logan Paul. Yeah. Everybody hates him, and it just makes me love him more. He still can't speak, but he has mastered the speaking over them. So they eventually kind of quiet down. But I think back in the day with Dom, they used to there was no talking over that. It was crazy. And then versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Mm-hmm. He looks kind of, I don't know. I think they both, Logan's entrance was very on brand for him with the drone and the selfie and him being the one, and the grandness of that, seeing the drone go off and seeing all those people, right? And just him being a general egotistical knobhead. I can admit it. He's an egotistical knobhead, but he's our egotistical knobhead, and he puts on a good match. He does. And
he is athletic, and he does do some moves that you're like, how is this guy doing this?
Yes, and I think that's genuinely what annoys a lot of people is that if it wasn't Logan Paul, nobody hates Tiffany because she came in under 5 years and under 3 years, I think, and is now champion and on main roster and, becoming one of the faces for the women and being out front. And, you have to have some kind of credibility to go against Charlotte. I don't think that the way that they treat Charlotte there, you have to have something. You can't just be you can throw her an amateur, but if you're going to throw an amateur, throw it at a good amateur that's like actually like a BFAB, who's improving every time we see her. But yeah, I don't know. I think both had good control moments, good reversals, interference by that Jeff dude. Which who is that guy? Is something? His manager? Oh my god. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know either. And Karrion Kross, which their interference cost AJ.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have won regardless, because I think that has Logan lost?
He's lost
at WrestleMania. No, I mean WrestleMania.
I don't know if he's had matches. Well,
yeah.
Maybe one.
Oh no,
I don't think he won. Hold up.
I think y'all gotta put some respect on Logan's name.
I don't think he won at WrestleMania last year. I don't remember.
Because, and this is why I say
he's won some. He's lost some. I don't remember. I don't remember how many matches he's actually had at WrestleMania.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go number 1. Oh, should I go from the bottom? You go from the top. I'm gonna start at the top because that's what I know. I know for a fact my number one is the girls' triple threat match. I don't know if the triple threat men's main event on Saturday with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and
was better.
Seth Rollins. I don't know. They may be splitting number one for me. I think they were equally both good. They could easily be, 1 and 2. So that's 1 and 2 right there. We're not gonna give specifics. 1 and 2 right there. 3, I'm gonna go Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental. 4, I'm gonna go Jey Uso and Gunther. 5, you're right. It's hard to find a 5th one.
I mean, unless you would pick Charlotte and Tiffany.
If I picked them, I feel like overall that was a really good match. But it was giving. It's giving weird. It was giving unnatural. Like they didn't have a natural chemistry, and I think it's because they very much mirror each other.
Yeah.
So. And they were wearing the same gear almost. It was like, what's happening here? Why are
it's hard to choose a 5th one.
Yeah, blonde versus blonde is crazy. 5th one, honestly, this is gonna be surprising because Raquel was botching so bad, and I don't care for her. But maybe it's really the Lyra and the Becky portion of that.
Probably.
Yeah, if I have to have it 5th, I think it's gonna be the women's tag teams title because Lyra, girl, you were showing out, and I'm here for that. You were showing out, I'm here for that. You did get beat up at the end, but it's okay. You showed out, and I'm here for that. I'm here with Becky. I think Liv looked great too. I told you we've been seeing her vagina lips. Girl, you need to put on some panties. She ain't got on no panties in there. I know you ain't got on no panties, girl. Girl, I almost saw your labia, Menorah. I almost saw it. I know she got fined. She got fined. I'm telling y'all, she paid for that outfit. It's not even on brand for her. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. But I digress. It'll be okay. But that is the WrestleMania review.
Yep.
With me, Destiny, and my twin,
Luke.
And now, we out.
Peace.
See y'all next time.